It's Wednesday the 11th, I'm FX Plu and this is CurrencyTransfer.com's Market Update. And the headlines today are that sterling steadies as data counters Brexit fears, Trump targets $500 billion of tariffs on Chinese goods, and the euro is volatile after weak German data. So yesterday Theresa May called her cabinet together in a show of unity and to show government support for the soft Brexit. Whilst there's both anticipation and concern ahead of the full white paper to brief Parliament on the complete proposals, the FX market is meanwhile caught between optimism that a soft Brexit can be achieved and will still grant the UK access to the single market, and also concern over the political upheaval and potential ramifications that any plan for a soft Brexit may bring. Manufacturing data meanwhile yesterday brought a little relief to sterling. The June figure was up by 1.1%, beating forecast of 0.9%. But it's hard to imagine that inflationary data like this will lead to any rate hike while the Brexit situation is in such a state of flux. Sterling traded in a fairly narrow range yesterday between 132.25 and 133 against the dollar. So here's an update from the trade war. In 2017, the US trade deficit with China was $374 billion. Their imports of $506 billion dwarfed their exports of $130 billion. So as such, Trump believes that the trade tariffs have a far greater effect on China than the US. And yesterday he announced consultations over a further $200 billion of tariffs. Consultations will take 2 months, so it's little more than a threat at the moment. But Trump has privately said that he would like to see tariffs on $500 billion of Chinese imports. So basically that's tariffs on everything they import from China. The dollar index had a relatively quiet day yesterday as holiday season approaches. We saw trading there between 94 on the figure and 94.50. And meanwhile, the euro sold off yesterday on weaker than expected German business sentiment data. The UK is a very important market for German goods, so there's no real surprise that the German industry is concerned about the prospect of a hard Brexit or no Brexit. The euro as a result had a fairly volatile day, and euro dollar traded between 116.90 and 117.65. I was getting ahead of myself with the excitement of tonight because of course it's the semi-final, so fingers crossed it's coming home.